Hello scholars, today we're doing skill 13, simplifying logarithm expression. So the expression, usually for the logarithm, it looks like this, okay? So you put log and there's a small number at the bottom of it, and then there's a bigger number right there. So how we're gonna read it? We're gonna read it as log base b of a. That's how we read it. So let's do a few practice. Log base 2 of 16. Log base 36 of 6. So please make sure you know how to read it, where the b and a value both has to be positive. Now let me just tell you the vocabulary, how to go about it. Okay, so this small number b, can you guess what that will be? Oh yeah, base. So the base is going to go over there, and a is going to be the argument. So that's just the vocabulary that I want you to know for the placeholder. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to study the table and then learn what that logarithm is about. Let's do the easy one first. Look at this one. Okay, so I have log base 5 out of 125 is equal to 3. How would I write that as an exponential form? I want you to think about it. Well, I have 5 and 3 and 125. Wouldn't you agree that 5 cubed is equal to 125? Yes. Yes. Okay. So you kind of have the idea of what is going on. Well, let's see whether that works throughout all of the example. Let's look at this one. Log base 2 of 16 is equal to 4. 2 to the 4th power is equal to 16. Are you good? Okay, let's keep going. 3 cubed is equal to 27. So I'm going to pause this video and then fill the rest of the table out, and I encourage you doing the same thing, and then let's come back. Alright, so I fill out all of the table, and I hope you do the same thing. A few things I want you to notice. So let's dig it in. Ready? Look at this one. Alright, it has an exponent of a half. What do you know about exponent of half? Isn't that same as a square root, right? So square root of 36 is going to be 6. Let's look at a few more. Over here, 3 to the 1/5 power is equal to 3 to the 1/5 power. Duh. Negative exponent, what do you do? 4 negative second power, 1 over 16. Half exponent, square root. Yeah. What else do we know? Like a fraction exponent. So how do we learn to simplify it? You're going to write 9 as a base to the exponent. So it's going to be 3 squared. Da 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 da. So very, very beautiful. Another thing I want you to notice is that what's always the answer of the logarithm? Like 3, 2/3. What are those? 3, 2/3, 4, 1/2. They're all the exponents. You guys good? So I want you to think that way as well, that the logarithm represent the exponent. Logarithm represent the exponent. Cool? Alright, so based on the study example, make the conjecture as to how one will find the value of log base b of a. So I'm going to say, if log base b of a is equal to x, then the base, b to d, the exponent, x power is equal to a. Right? The base to the exponent, x equal to a, the argument. Alright, now a logarithm with base 10 is called a common logarithm, and it's written as log base 10 of 10 and 100 is equal to log base 100. In other words, when you don't see the base, like look at this example, I don't see the base, like there's nothing in here, we read that as a common logarithm, and that means it has a base of 10. Base of 10. Use a calculator to find the value of each of the following common logarithm. So I'm going to get my calculator up. Oops. So let's plug it in. I want log of 5. So log, there's a log button right here, log of 5. Enter. I have 0.699. Let's round it up. Next, I have log of 100. Well, guys, I know I told you to use calculator, but do you think you can just guess that because you're smart? Yes, you are very, very smart. So what would that be? Let's think about it. Well, I know it's a common logarithm, so I have a base of 10. Well, 10 to the what power gives me 100? 10 to the second power. Yeah, so answer is 2. Well, I don't know if it's correct or not, so let's plug it in. Log of 100. 2. We are so smart, right? So log of 0.01 I'm going to do the same thing just because, you know, it's fun. 10 to the what power gives me 0.001, in other words, 1 over 100. X has to be, notice it got flipped over, so it has a negative exponent. And 10 squared is 100, so I got negative 2. Let's check it. Log of 0.01, negative 2. Yeah? Alright, then, next page. Based on your understanding of the value of the logarithm, what conclusion can you make about the values of the following logarithm? Alright, so I have a few logarithm values on the left side of the column. Middle, it says find the value of the given logarithm. If the value is not an integer, between what two integers values do you think the value would lie in? Alright, so let's go. Log base 3 of 81. So I'm going to set it equal to x. Because we're not really used to the logarithm, so I want you to convert to the exponential form and then think about it until we know what we are doing. I mean, some of you might be able to do this like right now, but you know, we need some practice. So base is 3, exponent is x is equal to 81. So in other words, 3 to the what power gives me 81? 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, 23 times 3 is 81, therefore 4. Good. All right, now given the expression log base b of a, use the calculator to find the value of log of a over log of b. Okay, so this is what we are looking at, log base 3 of 81. So it asked me to find log of the argument 81 over log of the base 3. I wonder what's going to happen. Let's plug it in. Log of 81, close a parenthesis, divided by another log of 3. Oh, I got 4. I mean, if you're, like, you've been in the school for many years, you know what teachers do, right? Like, they make it look like, ooh, surprise, but, you know, you're supposed to figure out, right? So, do you see what's going on? Yeah. Okay, so let's keep going. This one, equal to x. 2 to the x power is equal to 1/8. 2 to the what, notice it got flipped over, so it's a negative exponent. X to the what power gives me 8. Excuse me, 2 to the what power gives me 8. Third power, so answer, negative 3. Now let's go and plug it in. So it's asking log of the argument 1/8 over log of the base 2. So we're going to plug that in my calculator. Log of 1/8 divided by log of 2. I got negative 3. I'm going to do one more, because this one's a little tricky. So I'm going to set it equal to x and convert to the exponential form. 2 to the x power is equal to 9. Mrs. Majors, we didn't learn that. That's right. There's no integer x value that's going to give you answer of 9. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to find the exponent, the integer exponent that gives me value before 9. And find the exponent that gives me value after 9, bigger than 9, and I'm going to say it's going to be between those two. Good? All right. So 2 to the what power gives me, that's a number that less than 9. 2 cubed gives me 8, isn't it? Oh, yeah. And 2 to the x power gives me 9. And what's 1 bigger than 3? 4. So 2 to the 4th power gives me 16. So looking at that, would you guys agree that the x is going to be between 3 and 4? So we're going to say between 3 and 4. 3 and 4. And let me show you what happens. I'm going to do log of the argument 9 over log of 2. When I plug that in my calculator, I get 3.170. And I mean, our guess was between 3 and 4, and I got 3.170, so it makes sense. Okay, pause the video, try the next one on your own, and come back. Alright, so 4 squared is 16, 4 cubed is 64, 21 is between these two, therefore log base 4 of 21 will be between 2 and 3. When I plug in my calculator, I got 2.196, which is good. Now, what can you conclude about the values of log base b of a and log of a over log of b? So what do we realize about these? They are the same one. So log base b of a is equal to log of a over log of b. Please know that. and know that base is going to go in the denominator and the argument goes on top. So don't get confused about the order. Cool? All right, now simplify the following expression. I know I just taught you that cool property over here, but I want you to do this without using that property because we kind of need to get used to it a little bit. So let's practice it. Ready? Okay. So I'm going to set it equal to x. You don't have to do this if you know while you're doing it, but I'm going to do it. 9 to the what power gives me 81? 9 squared gives me 81. So x is going to be 2. Always going to be the exponent, remember? All right, now next, we're going to do practice. 4 to the what power gives me 1 over 64? Let's think about it. It got flipped over, so negative exponent. 4 cubed gives me 64, so I get negative 3. Are you guys good so far? 196 to the what power gives me 14. Mrs. Majors, I don't know if a number got smaller. What happened here? Do you guys know that you square root 196, then you get 14? Yeah. So you got to square root it. When you square root it, what does it mean for the exponent? Exponent has to be half. Remember on the previous page we did that? Yeah. What about this one? 121 to the x power is equal to 1 over 11. It got flipped over, so I know it's going to be negative exponent. What do you have to do to 121 to get to 11? You need to square root it. So it's going to be negative 1/2. Notice you can mix the negative and the fraction together. 1/7 to the what power gives me that? Third power. Mrs. Major, would that be negative 3? No, because the fraction becomes a fraction, so you just have to cube it. What about this one? 32 to the what power gives me 2? You need to fifth root 32 to get to 2. So fifth root, exponent of 1/5. 13 to the what power give me 1? Any number to a 0 power is 1, so that's a 0. 3 to the what power gives me 1 over 243? We'll start with a negative. I think it's 3 to the 5th power, I want to say. Yep, so answer, negative 5. I mean, I just put all the confusing example over here. So that's a good example to do it over here. Okay? All right, so that concludes skill 13. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.